Hi, everyone. This is Marcel with Anvil Sports, and delighted to have with me Justin Dowdle. He's a new commit to Concordia University men's volleyball. We'll be seeing him next year in the 2025 season. Justin, welcome to the interview. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, this is kind of fun for me because Justin was recruited by Concordia, and two of the coaches at Concordia actually played for me at Long Beach State when I was an assistant coach with Allen Knight back in the 90s. And they're excellent players and excellent coaches as well. So I'm really happy for you, Justin. And the other part is I live in Alabama now. I moved from California, and Justin is from Alabama, not really the hotbed for men's volleyball. So it's kind of cool to have someone now in my neck of the woods, and he's going to California. We're basically switching places. So I'm super excited to get to know you, share get to know you, and then some of your volleyball, so we know what to look for next season. So anyways, welcome to the interview. I wanted to start off. So first of all, you were playing club volleyball at Auburn on the men's team. Is that correct?
Yes. Shout out to them. Great team. Yeah. Good experience. Love the guys there.
Now, what got you into volleyball in the first place? Because like I said, there's not a whole lot I know it's growing at the high school level now, but tell me kind of your process from, I guess, when you started playing. Was it in high school, pre-high school, and then how you got into the club side?
So exposure to volleyball through high school was just in PE 1 week out of the year. They would be like, the sport of the week is volleyball. So everybody would just try and jump as high as they could and hit it as hard as they could. So it was not really that big in Birmingham, especially Alabama.
Yeah.
But I got to Auburn. I played a lot of basketball. So basketball is like my primary sport. And then about 2 years into Auburn, I watched a show called Haikyuu. It's a volleyball anime. A lot of the guys that get into volleyball, especially at the club level, maybe even some at the collegiate, they got into it because of that. So watched that show, and I was like, wow, this sport's awesome. I need to see if I'm good at it or try and learn as much as I can about it. And so I went to Walmart, bought like the little cheap $15 ball, and then went to the beach courts, met some people. And then because I was like athletic from basketball, they were like, yo, you should try out for the club team, because club tryouts were like in a month or two.
Right.
And I was like, maybe. So then I like looked into it, called up the guy that ran it. He invited me to the open gym. And that was kind of like my first exposure to like indoor volleyball.
Right.
And so then like I started learning. I watched a lot of YouTube on like how to play, basically. Coach Donnie over at Elevate Yourself, a lot of his videos. I watched a lot of the Japan national team. They kind of became my standard for technique and how I wanted to learn, especially Yuji Nishida, the right side over there. So just started copying that, and then made the club team, was B team first year, had a lot of fun, did well, got brought up to nationals, and then got all national honors. And then the next year we had our best season ever. Then we played in the hardest division at this past nationals, came in 25th in the nation. So 25. And then now I'm just excited for Concordia. So.
Wow, that's an awesome story how you started. Like some people, like where I grew up in California, the kids are playing club volleyball since they're like 12, 13, 14 years old. But to think that you're already at this level so quickly, obviously you're athletic. I haven't seen you physically play yet, but you're obviously athletic, and the transition has been easier for you than it would be for other people, which is awesome. But I'm glad you're going to Concordia. They have a really, really good thing going with the coaches there. And I've been to one of their practices already, and I'm sure I'm going to be seeing you. If I don't see you here in Alabama, I will be seeing you, because I go to California to visit the teams, both Long Beach State and Concordia. So I'm sure I'll see you out there. So now tell us a little bit about your recruiting. How did it start? Did you initiate contact? Did Concordia call you? How did it all start?
Okay, yeah. So last December, I kind of had like a little like sit down with myself where I was like, I love volleyball. I really want to pursue this and keep it going. So I was like thinking of next steps to kind of work towards that, basically. And so I pulled up the NCAA like men's volleyball log, D1, D2, just started emailing everybody I could, head coaches, assistant coaches.
Nice.
Probably sent over 120 emails, give or take. And the way I found Concordia, actually, I followed a YouTuber named Carbon Jump, CJ, who will be my future teammate. So that's exciting.
Oh, he's awesome. I've met him. He's a fantastic person.
Oh yeah, it sounds like a great guy too. But I watched his videos like as he was playing club, and then he made the switch to D1 as well, going to Concordia, signing with them. So like following him along in his journey, I sent an email out, and then maybe 4 months later, give or take 5, Coach Mason reached back out to me and set up a phone call with me. And so started talking with him. And then on that phone call, he asked the same thing, like, how'd you hear about Concordia? So I told him about CJ, and then he was like, oh, hold on 1 sec. So then 15 seconds later, CJ was on the phone with us. So that was a kind of a cool experience. And then from there, we just kept talking, and he was really adamant on getting me there, and
good.
I was excited for the opportunity.
Good. Yeah, do you know much about Neil's volleyball past? Has he talked to you about that at all?
He was on the 1999 National Championship Long Beach State team.
Yep.
With, I guess, were you assistant coach at that time?
I was, yeah. Now, we didn't win it. We lost in the final.
Oh, yeah, lost in the final.
Yeah, we lost to BYU. It was played at UCLA, and it was on ESPN and all that fun stuff. It was a special moment and a great team. But we didn't win it. But yeah, he was on that team, and your head coach Chris Seifert was our starting setter, also, by the way.
I saw that. I looked up the article and saw both of them in the team photo. So
yeah, they man, I tell you what, those guys gave it their all. You know, that year BYU was stacked. They had Kevin Millar was on that team. He played in the Olympics, won a gold medal. I mean, they were good. And I think that year, I can't remember, but I think we only had like 4 sophomores, a freshman, and a senior on our team, and we made it to the finals. So, but you have very high pedigree with both Chris and Neil. And they're also real close with Coach Knipe at Long Beach State for obvious reasons, because we coached them. So although you're in the other conference, MPSF, you know, they reach out to Alan every now and again, and Alan's always happy to help them. You know.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
So very cool. Let's see here. Now you're from the Birmingham area. Did you say you were in Vestavia? Where do you live?
Yeah. So I live in Liberty Park, Vestavia.
Okay.
But I went to high school at Moody High School. It's a little bit northeast of Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
But
is that close to Pinson, or where is that?
It's like next to Leeds, where Charles Barkley's from. Trustful area.
Yep. Okay. Mm-hmm. Got it. All right, good. And because when I fly out of here, I go to California about once a month. And I fly out of Birmingham most of the time. So I'm always going down there. I go through Pinson all the time. And I hear that school's got a lot of famous, mostly football players, I think, at that one. But it's supposed to be a pretty good school. So
I gotcha.
All right. And then let's see. One of the things I was thinking was, now, how did you decide on Concordia? Were they the only school that you were interested in, or that responded to? Did you have other schools' interest? Share with us a little bit on your decision-making.
So I narrowed it down to like 3 to 4 like final schools, but the number one candidate actually before Concordia reached out was Purdue Fort Wayne.
Okay.
With Coach Rock, I was kind of dead set on going there just because he was the most it was the best option at the time, and he was a really, really nice coach.
Yeah.
They have a great program over there. I was excited to join, and then Coach Mason, whenever he called, kind of just went above and beyond, and kind of just took me off my feet a little bit, with not only it being California and playing in the conference that they're in, that just the level of volleyball there is insane, and then also CUI was the only school to give me a little bit of money to kind of help out with getting there and playing there. So,
oh, good. Okay. Well, that's awesome.
Whenever you add in all that and then just the opportunity, it was a no-brainer for me going.
That made it easy because you had a lot of different things that were in your favor then.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's awesome. Now, what should we watch for next season when we watch Concordia and we watch you? What are some of the things that you would like to see yourself and your team do?
Obviously make like a statement. Obviously, I mean, they finished last in the conference this year, but I mean, it's one of the hardest conferences in the nation, in my opinion, probably the hardest. And they're a relatively new team in that conference, and all the other teams that were in there were pretty senior heavy as well. When you look at like UCLA and even BYU had a couple of people that they dropped. GCU lost quite a few people. So I feel like it's a clean slate this year, this coming season. So I'm excited for us to go out and make a statement, start climbing the ranks. As far as myself goes, obviously earn the starting spot. That's goal number one. Nothing's guaranteed. You know, you got to work for it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to also just grow as a player because I'm at a level right now where I feel like I'm as good as I can get where I'm at. Like, obviously, you can keep working on certain stuff to kind of perfect it a little bit, but there's no substitute for the coaching experience that you can get playing at like CUI or another D1 school like that. Volleyball. So I'm just excited for the opportunity to be coached and put through a rigorous schedule and see kind of the player that I can turn into.
Yeah, you'll be at a much higher level of training, of course. You know, I know Neil has a ton of experience on the club level, in addition to his playing and coaching experience. But Chris, both of them have played at a very high level, so their standards are really high. I know they came in late, well, maybe it was mid-fall last year. So this year they're going to have a full year to work with the team and yourself. I expect good things from Concordia moving forward, definitely. So I'm glad you're jumping in at a good time and you're going to help them move forward in the process. I look forward to seeing you guys do that, you know.
I'm also excited as well.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm excited for the competition as well.
Oh, yeah.
Play against, like, you look at BYU, they just got Keone Thim, one of my favorite players to watch in the NCAA. They also have Garcia as well, and then obviously playing UCLA, they just got the middle from GCU.
Oh, wow.
There's going to be a lot of good competition and some good matchups that I'm excited for.
Wow, awesome, good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it also. What are your now? Again, I haven't seen you play yet. So, what are your strengths? What are the things that you feel are your the best skills? Just specific skills in volleyball.
I'd say my best skills are definitely offense and blocking. When it comes to being at the net, I feel like that's probably where I'm best at the moment. And I'm also good hitting D balls as well.
Oh, good.
I would say one thing I need to kind of work on a little bit more, obviously, is defense.
Okay.
I know it's a whole nother level of like being in the right spot. It's one thing, but at that level, they're hitting the ball a lot harder than I've seen kind of in the club level. So there's a little bit of a learning curve that I'm going to have to kind of hone in on and really get my defense up. So I'm excited.
Good. Awesome. Well, we'll be watching for that. So that's awesome. Okay. I wanted to just throw you some curveballs here. So we'll do some fun questions. I like to do this with each guest, so we get to know a little bit about you on a personal level. So first of all, who is your favorite volleyball player to watch, a pro volleyball player?
Yuji Nishida. Hands down.
Okay. And now wait a second. I think he's left-handed, isn't he?
He's the high-flying lefty that I've kind of modeled my game after.
And I think, did Neil say you're left-handed as well?
I am left-handed.
That's it. Okay. Well, he's fun to watch. I know exactly who you're talking about. And he's got videos online all the time, and they pop up on my feed. So excellent. Okay, next one. What's your favorite ice cream?
Probably cookies and cream.
Excellent. Good choice. Which do you prefer, a sports car or 4x4 truck?
Oh, sports car. I'm not a big truck guy at all.
Good.
They're a little excessive.
I was thinking, I go, well, if he's from Alabama, he might say the 4x4, but in California, it's usually sports car, you know?
Yeah, they're so big for no reason. Like unless you're using that truck bed, I don't really see the need in having one.
Yeah. See, now the one thing is I've never been a truck guy until I moved here. Now I live in the country. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes north of you in the country. So I need the 4x4, and I'm always lugging stuff in the back for like where we live. We have acreage out there. So it's like, boxes and tools and all kinds of stuff. So an SUV would be pretty hard for me. But it's the first time I've actually had a 4x4. So in all fairness, I like sports cars better, but right now I have a 4x4. So.
You're using it though.
And I'm using it. That's the thing. Yeah.
It's the people that get it because they like it, and then they take up 2 parking spots at the movie theater, and you're like,
it's pretty funny because Coach Knipe, he's about 6'6", I'm 6'3", and he always has a truck mainly because he doesn't fit into most cars. And so it's kind of funny because I tease him, I go, you never use the back, you just do it, And it's funny because now I get in, and it's so much more comfortable for me to get in and out of the truck. I love it, Let's see here. Eggs, scrambled or over easy?
Scrambled.
Okay. And then you prefer the beach or the mountains?
Beach, definitely.
I figured that for beach volleyball, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And then is there a country you would like to visit that you haven't been to?
Definitely Japan. That's
Japan.
One of my list.
You like sushi?
I'm not the biggest sushi fan. I mean, I'll eat it, but I just love the culture over there as well. It's a beautiful place. I'm a big anime guy, so
you'll love it there. Yeah.
Kind of being the headquarters of that would be pretty cool to me.
That's awesome. Very cool. And then one thing I like to ask, because Anvil Sport and Anvil Wealth, I like to talk to young people about finance and money and what are your goals. So the first one is your volleyball goals. You kind of told us already that you wanted to start, you wanted to make a statement with your team winning, and those are really good goals. And also to develop individually. The other one is after college, what are some financial goals, or maybe you could just say dreams that you have beyond just having a job, making money, and living a normal life? Is there anything that you would like to put as a goal?
Obviously play overseas. That's my number one goal. Being able to do the thing I love and be paid for it would be an incredible opportunity. Volleyball is probably my biggest passion that I've ever had. So if I can kind of make that my life, I'm going to do the best I can to do it,
Oh, that's awesome. All right. And then I got one last one for you. So there's a few items. I don't know if you can see in the background there. I have some pictures, some volleyball, some awards. There's some swords. There's some trophies. Is there anything back there that catches your eye you want me to tell you a story about?
All right. Let's see.
I don't know if you can see it real good, but
let's do the bodybuilding trophies over
these
there.
Over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's funny. Most people usually ask that or the swords, and both of those are my wife's. So my wife, she's an amateur bodybuilder. She hasn't won a pro card, but we're in our 50s, and she did competitions just last year. So she loves doing it. She's very fit and strong. She's actually an ICU nurse, so she needs to be fit and strong to roll the very large patients and help them. But yeah, she won those. She's been in several competitions for bodybuilding, and yeah, I think those were back in 2015 when she first started. But those swords, like the swords above, she won at another competition, and those were first place, both of those. She actually won in I think it was 50 and over.
I got you. Well, I think your wife and my stepmom would really get along. My stepmom's an amateur bodybuilder. She has
no way.
A couple of those downstairs in the basement.
How cool.
I'll have to show you after we get done.
She's probably, I don't know how old she is. My wife's, 50? She probably, I shouldn't say this online, but she's in her mid-50s. Let's put it that way. Close to it.
I think my stepmom's in her late 40s. So
okay. Yeah, they might be competing against each other at some point here. So
perhaps.
That'd be awesome. All right. Well, I think we covered a lot today. Is there anything that you would like to ask either my volleyball background or Coach Neil, Coach Chris, or any advice I can give you?
How'd you get into coaching? And then what's your advice to being able to adapt like in a new environment as far as whenever I get there, start training?
Well, the first question is, how did I get into coaching? Well, I've known Coach Knipe since we were 5 years old. We played on our first AYSO soccer team. And we got close in high school. And then we were roommates in college when he played at Long Beach. They won the national title. That's kind of where it started, because I was home and he'd go over videos of the competition, and he would teach me the game. And then I coached with him at junior college. I went to Long Beach with him as well. So that's when my coaching tree went. Also, USVBA Nationals. We were on an Open Nationals team, and we won several championships on that too. And then let's see. And the second question was about how to develop. Say the question again. How to develop.
What's your advice for adapting as far as like going into a new environment, training with new guys, new team, new coaching staff?
Well, I think just your demeanor and the way you're talking right now, I think you're very approachable, and that's going to work well for you, because the first thing you do, you don't want to create tension in the beginning. You first want to get to know everyone, let them get to know you, and then you can actually start to talk about things that work or don't work, and you build that trust. So the first thing is, I always say, go in, be quiet, listen, pay attention. That's pretty basic. Know that you'll be uncomfortable in the beginning because you're out of your comfort zone, right? Like anytime you make a change in life, you're out of your comfort zone. And that's a big thing we talk about Anvil Wealth in sports, is you have to get out of your comfort zone if you're ever going to develop anything in life. So when you go there, just take a deep breath, know that you're in a good place with good people. It'll be a little awkward at first because you're just trying to figure out like how they talk there, the food, like it's very different. Like when I came to Alabama, it was very different for me, but you're going to have fun. You have an open mind. You're going to try different things. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to love it. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to stay there the rest of your life, but you're going to have a great experience because you're going to have an open mind and want to meet friends and learn and see new things, go new places. And really the opportunity, when you tell me how much you love volleyball, that tells me everything, because if you have that love, all the distractions and all things that could bring you down or make you feel weird or you're out of town, that's not going to bother you, because your goal is you love volleyball and you're going to get better. So I think you're going to do great. And I look forward to seeing you either here and or there, because like I said, I'll be popping into your practice and seeing some matches as well when I'm there.
All right. I'm excited.
Awesome. Justin, thanks for your time. Hopefully all the Anvil viewers are going to see this and get to know you, and hopefully go to your matches this year.
I hope so. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Signing off for Anvil Sports, this is Marcel Dumerc. Thank you.